What's going on, Kansas City Chiefs fans? Welcome to another edition of Chiefs Comments with Kramer. And as yours truly, Kramer here for your pleasure of this next 20, 30 minutes, however long you can take, because it is officially week one in the National Football League. There's a game to be had, to be played, to see what happened on this quest of a three-peat the Kansas City Chiefs are trying to go for. And I'm actually kind of curious to see how it does play out because there's a lot of implications, especially regarding myself. If you tune into each season, you know it's Kansas City Chiefs 3P. I have to get rid of all my AFC West Raiders stuff and replace it with all Kansas City Chiefs things. So let's see if that is the case to begin for tonight. This is Chiefs Comments with Kramer, where the show dedicated to you all. Your comments that I will discuss, I will try to go over to the best of my ability. Because remember, I'm not the I'm not the true die-hard Chiefs fan. I'm just the most, I don't know, unbiased Chiefs reporter that you have here in Kansas City. I say that's clear as day. I may not be the biggest fan of the Chiefs, but I know when game I respect game when game is being to be played. Like the Chiefs have been playing right now because they're just absolutely fantastic on and also off the field for that. But welcome to the Chiefs Comment Show with Kramer. Make sure you please like, subscribe, comment in the comment section right now, and boom, it will be placed on this to be discussed and to be had on this show. But we already have, if you haven't done so, people do submit before the show. So, of course, let's just, get to what we have to do.
Let's get to the comments.
So the first comment on the day, let's just go out here to Jairus. Hollywood already lost his job. I bet there are a few deep balls to Worthy tonight. Okay, Jairus. No. Hollywood has yet to lose his job. Granted, a game never hasn't been played yet. We already know what he saw. The first play of a preseason, boom, goes down with an injury. I get it. Xavier Worthy might be thrusted into here, but I don't know if, when I come to this game tonight, I'm not looking for an Xavier Worthy deep shot. I am expecting some Xavier Worthy passes, but I don't think he's actually going to play as much as we think he is. I wouldn't be shocked if we see more of Justin Watson, if we see more of Juju Smith-Schuster, even if we also see even a lot of Rashee Rice tonight. Granted, there might be one deep ball, but I don't think there's going to be a couple because once one does happen, this is a very good secondary to the Baltimore Ravens. They might give up one, they might give up two. I don't know if it's going to be the exact same receiver such as Worthy because we already know that Rashee Rice can also get that deep ball. McCall Hardman can get that deep ball. Heck, Juju Smith-Schuster might have bad knees, but he could probably still go get that deep ball for however age he is. What is he, 27, 28? He's just a year older than myself. That's still a very young age for wide receiver room, but we also know the NFL stands for not for long. And we already know that Juju Smith-Schuster is on that downward tilt of the not for long in the NFL still. Hollywood Brown has yet to lose his job. I can't wait to see what he does if he does come back either on week 3, week 4, or week 5. Heck, take your time because this wide receiver room right now for the Kansas City Chiefs might be a little overcrowded than what some think. And what I'm going to be curious is to see who does get that deep ball tonight against a very good secondary for the Baltimore Ravens. Because this is not going to be an easy victory for the Kansas City Chiefs. Heck, after that, later on the show, I'll give you my actual full prediction on what the score is actually going to be later on. But right now, Hollywood Brown still has his job. He's hurt. He can't really do much on this sideline being hurt anyways. So I guess we'll have to see what happens when it comes to week 2, week 3, week 4. And also let's put when we're watching the game tonight, folks, let's just watch Worthy. Let's watch number 1. Let's see what number 1 does tonight. I mean, if you haven't noticed, I do work for Arrowhead Pride. The Madden simulation is out because Worthy did have some spectacular plays during the Madden sim. If you guys are enlightened to liking any of that, but that's just a simulation. Tonight, the full thing happens tonight. This is from Cam. How is the linebacker core going to look without Willie Gay against the Ravens? He also had a follow-up to say, he couldn't fit everything all into this one, but his follow-up, Gay was a speed. Think they are going to look slow and they rely on Bolton way too much. You really can't bring down a safety to help when you have Zay Flowers that outrun the whole defense. Okay. This is a loaded linebacker question, and honestly, Gay was a very good speed linebacker. He wasn't the guy that's going to get you on the pass rush, but he was a very good pass coverage defender. He was able to get the guy in the second level. He was able to drop back and help that way. Yeah, they might be losing the speed, but I think Leo Chenal can actually step up heavily from what we've already seen him play whenever Willie Gay was hurt. I have full confidence that Leo Chenal is going to be absolutely amazing in this defense. Heck, It may not even be Nick Bolton that's going to be out there, possibly on a spy for Lamar Jackson. People forget about how Drew Tranquill was last season. Drew Tranquill played like one of the best linebackers in the NFL. He played like a top 10 linebacker last year. You can at me if I'm wrong, but I can confidently say Drew Tranquill played like a top 10 linebacker in the NFL last season. I'm not too concerned about the linebackers, the Kansas City Chiefs. Like I said, Leo Chenal is going to be what he's been. He's going to actually be still great. Heck, Jack Cochran's been also a good rotational piece coming off the bench from the linebacker spot. Nick Bolton's going to get into a play every single time. He's always going to be there to thump you. And Drew Tranquill might be your drop back pass coverage, do spy, maybe even see him on some blitzes. I'm curious to see what actually Steve Spagnuolo does draw up on this defense to try to get to Lamar Jackson, because I thought he did a great job last year in the AFC Championship game. And that's a big reason why they won. It wasn't just because of the linebackers. The secondary did step up. I know there's going to be a missing piece in the secondary this game from the last time they played each other in the AFC Championship game. But I'm not too worried about how these linebackers are going to cover the Ravens. These linebackers would be great against the run. I think they're going to stop the run clear as day, especially if Derrick Henry's going to get the football. From what we've seen and from what we've talked about, Derrick Henry is going to go low on him. Don't go too low because you don't want to break anything, but you can still go low on him and wrap him up and get him down because of how his legs are. And that's just don't let him push you down. That's the biggest thing Derrick Henry is. He's top heavy. So chop the tree down, get him down. I think the linebackers are going to be great today and tonight against the Baltimore Ravens whenever they do play at 7:20, which it's going to be coming. It's already 2:30. Every single 2:30 right here on Foolish Club Media, whether it's on YouTube or on X. We have Chiefs Comments with Kramer, where you can comment your Chief comment like we see right here with Cam. How is their linebacker core going to look without Willie Gay against the Ravens? I think it's going to be fine. But if you have a comment about the Chiefs game tonight, feel free to throw it on in here in the comment section, and we will definitely get to that. I will definitely get that to it for you. So feel free, if you're on X or YouTube, if you have a take, a score prediction, whatever you want to just get off your chest for what you think is going to happen tonight in the game, feel free to comment away as we go on to the next one. And also, make sure you just like the video, subscribe, turn on notifications. Because if you don't have notifications on, how would you know that we're on right now live at 2:30, or when the Daily Fix comes on at noon almost every single day with Ron the Blonde Hughley? So it's just, and also turn notifications on because Brian B. Shinan is on the Foolish Club Media Network. Absolutely love it. A kid at heart got super giddy when we found out that Brian B. Shinan was going to be a member of the Foolish Club Media sign. But so yeah, stay tuned for all of his stuff coming, because he's the hot take artist, and he's the best pop culture here in Kansas City. The man, Brian B. Shinan, is on Foolish Club Media. All right, on the next one. From Jake. Jake says, Chiefs will dominate the line on both sides of the ball. I think, hot take alert here, I think the offensive line for the Chiefs and for the Ravens are almost neck and neck. Maybe the edge clearly to the Chiefs because they've won back-to-back Super Bowls, and they might that weighs more heavily than what the Ravens have done the last two seasons. Yeah, I could see it on the offensive side, and on the defensive side, yeah, I think you're right, Jake. George Karlaftis is going to eat tonight. He's going to put a lot of pressure on Lamar Jackson. He may not get sacks on Lamar Jackson, but we're going to see him force Lamar Jackson to make some sort of run. I think he could get past this offensive line, the offensive tackles that the Baltimore Ravens do have. And heck, even if you're lined up next to Chris Jones, or if Chris Jones on the opposite side, I'm curious to see where he actually going to line up, if he's going to line up more in the in or on the outside for the pass rushing ability. Mike Dana is still Mike Dana, and I think people forgot about how good he actually truly is as a role player on this team, a role player that can get to the quarterback. But what I'm really am curious, though, with this the defensive side of the ball is, what is FAU going to do tonight? Are we going to see some FAU? Are we going to see him rotate in there with Cam Thomas? I'm curious to see who's actually going to have more snaps. Is it going to be FAU, or is it going to be Cam Thomas in that backup role on the line while they're rotating the guys who are trying to take the head off Lamar Jackson? That's going to happen tonight. Like, we're going to see a lot of movement on this defense. But I think I agree with you, Jake. They have the best. They will dominate both sides of the ball on the line. On to the next one, Kobe. Kobe says, I'm ready to see how good the defense looks without two CB1s. Was Snead the important to success, or is Spags' defense a plug-and-play defense? I kind of tend to agree with – I think you're going to we're going to miss L'Jarius Sneed in a Chiefs uniform more than we think. Yeah, I get it. Trent McDuffie is an absolute stud. There was a 1-2 punch at corner last year with Sneed and also with McDuffie. Sneed wanted to stay in Kansas City. I don't think, from what we saw, whatever that podcast when he joined when he was talking about the Chiefs and what he was here, I think he was kind of blindsided of the fact that the Chiefs, I wouldn't say they're undercutting him on the pay, but it seemed like they just didn't want him as more than L'Jarius Sneed wanted to stay in the Kansas City Chiefs. They saw the business opportunity that this is a business clear as day. And you know what? I'm happy that L'Jarius Sneed got paid, and he got paid handsomely to play for the Tennessee Titans. This is not a very good wide receiver room for the Baltimore Ravens with Rashad Bateman, Nelson Aguilar, Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers might be the best out of this. Clearly, Rashad Bateman, I'm actually shocked that they re-signed to bring him back. And Nelson Aguilar's Nelson Aguilar. Who knows if he's going to show up catching footballs, or if who knows if he's going to show up dropping footballs. That's exactly what Nelson Aguilar's done during his time, whether it is with the Philadelphia Eagles, the Las Vegas Raiders, the Patriots. Wasn't he a Patriot at one point? And now with the Ravens. What, year 2 with him in the Ravens? I don't know. It's not a good wide receiver. But without 2 top cornerbacks on this team, like we've seen and grown accustomed to the past 2 years, or past year actually, because I forgot. McDuffie was a rookie last year. Was he? No, I don't think he was a rookie last year. 2 years ago. We're gonna finally see this team battle through some adversity when it comes to the corners on this team. I still think it needs a big loss on this defense. But Spags is a very good defensive guru-minded defensive coordinator. I think this isn't a plug-and-play defense, and we've heard during training camp of he wanted that guy to step up, the one that feels like he's the most hungry, the one that's most dedicated to winning that spot, having that dog in him, kind of like what L'Jarius Sneed had that dog in him no matter what when he's on the field last year. I'm curious to see who that guy's going to step up, because I don't think we've seen that guy step up at all in preseason. It has to happen through the regular season. It might happen tonight. I want to see it be Joshua Williams. He is very lengthy. He is very quick. He just has to work on his footwork to get in better position, kind of like what L'Jarius Sneed did during his entire time here in Kansas City. But I'm curious to see how this defense is going to play without L'Jarius Sneed on the Chiefs. I'm very curious to it. All right, Jordan says, King Henry is riding with fury into the Red Kingdom to dethrone the prince that was promised. This game will rival battles on Game of Thrones and prove to be a clash of football royalty. Is this basically the new rivalry in the sport between the Chiefs and whoever? I think since 2018, 2019, 2018 was the Patriots. 2019 was the Bengals, or the young Bengals, or heck, wasn't still the Patriots. 2020 felt like the Bengals kind of stepped up, like, oh yeah, then it was the Bills, Bengals, now it's the Ravens. Who really knows who the actual rival is to the Kansas City Chiefs? It has to be to the guys who they face in the AFC Championship game, because that seems like where they always either go to, or they either make it to, get past, or get beat out before. Like that's just what the Kansas City Chiefs do. They make that AFC Championship game, and that is their rival for that season, or for that rival for the next couple of seasons. Now, is it the Ravens? Is that the new flavor of the season for the Kansas City Chiefs to have their rival? I wish and hope it was somebody in this division. Like the AFC West, remember when they were bringing everybody in, when Devontae came in, Khalil Mack came in, and everybody's like, oh yeah, and Russell Wilson came in. The AFC West was the division to watch. All the rivalries were back and renewed. That didn't happen whatsoever. Now it's just this, what Jordan said. It's a Game of Thrones-esque type of feeling between the Baltimore Ravens and Kansas City Chiefs. Do you agree with that? Until something proves me wrong, I've never thought the Buffalo Bills were a single threat to the Kansas City Chiefs, because they always won the Super Bowl during the regular season. The Chiefs knew what the end game was. Who cares about that loss? You learn from it, you go to the next game. Then when you play them again in the playoffs, you beat them. That's exactly what Andy Reid does every single time. And it's spectacular to see what the brainchild of what Andy Reid has, how it works. Is it the Ravens? The Ravens the rivalry for this team, or is it Buffalo, or is it Cincinnati? It has to be one of those three teams. And I'm kind of curious to see what others think. All right, last one, unless you guys have comments, because feel free, reply during the show when we are live, and the comment will be, your comment will be posted on here for further discussion between myself, you, however, we'll just keep it going. This is from Clayton. With the news of Chiefsaholic, okay. I should probably pre-read these. You know what, okay. With the news of Chiefsaholic getting 17 and a half years with the Chiefs, go on a 17 and a half year postseason-less streak. So you're telling me since the Chiefsaholic guy was arrested, was sentenced today, 17 and a half years, which he's an idiot. He shouldn't have been robbing banks, trying to be the Robin Hood to just go to football games. Stupid. There's no flipping way the Kansas City Chiefs missed the playoffs for 1 half. Like, are they just gonna be crappy for the first half of the season or the back half of the season and miss it that way? No, the Chiefs are going to the playoffs this upcoming year. They'll go to the playoffs the next year. They'll go to the playoffs the next and the next. However long Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes are together, just bet that every single year of the Chiefs making the playoffs, because that's exactly what will happen. No, I'm glad Chiefsaholic got 17 and a half years. He shouldn't be doing what he was doing. Heck, I wish he had serve the full max of 20 years. It's stupid. Like, dude, come on now. I don't know. I digress. I do. All right, so week 1 is tonight between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. My prediction for tonight, I'm curious what your guys' predictions are for tonight as well. But my prediction for tonight, I think the Chiefs do get the job done. I think the final score will be a final of 30-24. That's the final. Chiefs defeat the Baltimore Ravens with the final score of 30-24. It might seem like a little bit like in the first few quarters, it might suck. That third quarter and that fourth quarter, we're going to see a lot of action, because I think we're going to open up a lot of playbooks, because it's curious. I am interested to see how the kickoff works tonight in an actual regular season game where it actually counts and it actually means something. I hope Carson Steele gets a touchdown tonight. That'd be sweet to see. And Chiefs victory, 30-24. 30-24, Kansas City Chiefs defeat the Baltimore Ravens tonight is my official prediction for the game. That'll do it here for the Chiefs comments with Kramer right here on this Foolish Club. It's a Thursday. It's beautiful out here in Kansas City. There might be a little pop-up storm around 5 o'clock, so be careful if you are out and about or tailgating at Arrowhead. So have some fun, and let's see what the Chiefs do tonight against the Baltimore Ravens, because who knows? It might go crazy one way or the other, and the ride of 18 weeks begins tonight. Have a good one, Kansas City.